Hey everyone, hopefully you're having a good day. My name's Andy. My channel is Finding Value. We're going to go do our daily technical analysis on oil and natural gas. I'm just going to cover the exploration companies this time. We're going to go over it. I'll give you my opinion. Again, it's just my financial opinion. Please don't use it as advice. Use it for whatever way that you want. Don't be blaming me for any losses, only for your gains. Just kidding. So we'll jump in here. Let's take a look. I'll let the charts do the talking here. So we got the oil price. And whenever you see this, the opening and closing price start to come together like this, it means that we could potentially have a little bit of a sell-off, which we're having. Had a little bit of a sell-off today. And again, this is just the very short term. What I'm looking for, and when I draw this stuff, is we got a high here. Of course, it's in the wrong color. We have a low, kind of a lower high, and then we bop down here. So here's a low, a higher low, and then we have a higher high, and then hopefully we can get make a low, somewhere in here or something where we come down and then move back up. So I'm looking at kind of the lows and the highs and how it's interacting. We are in an uptrend because this is a low. We have a high here, a higher low, and then a higher high. And then if we can keep that going, I think we'll be in a nice, cool little uptrend here. So everything looks okay. I'm just saying a little bit of short-term weakness. Natural gas, I mean, this thing is volatile. Big down day yesterday, big up day today, 5.5%. Usually when the volatility kicks up, I don't buy much. I just let it go. I hold on to my shares. I don't look at my account, and I just let it go. XOP, we've got this. We're right at that support level. Right underneath it here. That'd be a good buy point to buy off of it. We're coming on up. Yeah, it's coming back down, and maybe we can get another bounce off this. Of course, I'm on the wrong thing here. And there we are, bouncing around here. SM Energy, small down day today. Not really much to write home about. Just kind of chopping sideways underneath its resistance line. CDEV, very similar, except it's right above its support line for CDEV. And again, guys, both of these guys have big patterns of kind of reverse head and shoulder type patterns that are quite large. We've got Crew Energy moving along sideways in its channel pattern. That's where we're at today. Nothing really much to say there, just a small update today. Callum Petroleum just chopping sideways. It's trying to break through this resistance line up there. And that's what we got to break. Again, inverted kind of a shoulder, head, shoulder that's developed. Athabasca Oil. We're trying to break through. We broke through this downtrend line. We're trying to break through this downtrend line, and we're right underneath it. We are basically moving sideways to break. This is lining up to break this support line, or resistance line. Sorry, the resistance line here, because we have big buying pressure, small selling pressure, and it's ready to go. Recaf is one that I really do like. I went irresponsibly long in it in this section back here. I think we're going to see a big move to the upside. That's me. We've got big buying pressure today, right here today, and hopefully that buying pressure can continue into early next year. The reason I'm big on this is these big up days here. Those big up days there is the buying pressure, and then you see small leak off of sellers. Small leak off of sellers, and then you see another big surge of buying pressure, small leak off of sellers. Bigger buying pressure, small leak off of sellers. And what this is doing is it's basically lining up a move that will be, if I can think of it like that, it's contracting up to a point where we could potentially blow to the upside here. Today is part of that day. Looking at it, I wish we had big volume down here, but I do think it's going to go up. But again, this is a higher risk exploration play. So It may not work out the way that I want it to work out, but it sure looks good from a charting perspective. And usually what you get is, and I'm just going to do some more drawing on here, this portion on the left-hand side there is going to look like this portion on the right-hand side. And this is the middle portion. So it's going to go roughly, and it's not going to be perfect. It's roughly, oh man, I didn't grab that. There we go. Notice how that's roughly the same distance, and we're about to break to the upside. So I think we could easily hit nine or $10 here, hopefully quickly. But again, guys, that's just the way that I'm playing it. Doesn't mean it's going to be right. Get that out of there. Going to Nog. This is a company that I went long in. The reason being, it's a massive pattern broken to the upside. And just recently, we're getting a little bit more buying pressure over here. And I like it here. I like it. I bought a lot here, and I've just been riding higher. CPG, nice good buying pressure. Hopefully we can break out of this little area and get moving to the upside. Remember, it's got a shoulder, head, shoulder, and the projected move is 950. I don't see any reason why not to own it. I own a bunch of it. GTE, another one I own. I bought way down here at like 30 something cents, I think, maybe right here, 35, 36 cents. And I've just been holding on, and let's just ride it higher. Let it go. There's no reason to sell it. Tellurian, another one I own. I bought it at 90 cents off this pattern, and then I bought it again at $1.30. And I've just been riding it higher, and I'm just going to let it go. Let it go. It looks good on the short term, guys. Everything looks okay. It doesn't look horrible. Pedevco, this thing is right in its corner. And if it breaks, we might see some fireworks. We'll see. Here's Oasis. Another one I own. It kind of dipped below it. Hopefully we can break back up above that line up here and not break down. Hopefully. Comstock, another one that I would be buying down here. We might see it pull back a little bit more, but I'd be a buyer in here. I bought it in here when someone first said, hey, look, at Comstock. I bought it in here. I'd buy it over here. And the big picture view is we are coiling it up for a big move to the upside, I think, eventually. And we could easily hit far higher at far greater prices than what most people think. This is $35 right here. This is 110. This is 355 up here. You never know. You never know what this thing's going to hit, but you know, I own a little bit in it. Another one I own a little bit in is Sandridge Energy. We've been moving on up and chopping sideways at the moment. Here's Ring Energy, another one that's just kind of at support, bouncing sideways. That's kind of the big picture view. We broke to the upside, and then we're just chopping sideways. Trillion Energy, someone wanted me to look at this. We're in this channel here. On the short term, it did put in a bullish engulfing. It may want to go higher here. But these really small ones, I'm a little more reluctant because you've got this big sideways channel and it hasn't broken. And sometimes they stay in these channels for a really long time. So if it breaks this channel to the upside, or if we get close to maybe 5 cents, like the bottom of the channel, that's where I'd be loading in, if it were me. We're at the bottom end of this support line down here, this channel, and we're moving on up for Surge Energy. And Surge Energy is great value. You can see the buying pressure back here is huge. So we've got big buying pressure back there, big buying pressure here, slow leak off of sellers. Moving up, slow leak off of sellers. Big buying pressure, slow leak off of sellers. This thing's going to work its way higher. That's what I think. I think we're probably going to see this thing move on up. So I would buy Surge Energy if it were me. And then Tamarack, Valley Energy's trying to break to the upside here. We'll see if it breaks. We're hanging out right at the top end there. That's one that I would be watching. Got a big old pattern. It's probably going to break to the upside and move on up. So that's what I've got for today. That's our oil and natural gas. Oil likes higher yield. So if yields go up, oil is going to go up with it. It's basically a play where yields go up, people move money into oil. That's kind of the play there. So when yields go up, our oil stocks will do quite well. Oil will go up. So that's what I've got for today. Give me a thumbs up if you guys like the content. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And thank you for listening. This is Finding Value.